Good morning and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on the President and Executive Director of United Lynn Pride, Cristian Recinos. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Because we had you on a little while ago too for the Cultural Council. So you're just everywhere.
Right, I'm doing a million things, but I'm happy to be back.
Great. So the organization you're president of has been around about a year and a half or so you're relatively new. How's that been going?
Yep, so United Lynn Pride, it's a young organization, officially just got the 501c3 status this past fall or so. It's going well. You know, it seems like the need has always been there. So often I think the LGBTQ plus community in Lynn has to, travel between Boston or Salem as other LGBTQ plus hubs. But it's nice to have something here in the city. And there's a lot of electricity, As soon as things got off the ground, I was already receiving emails from, people who came out of the woodwork looking for resources, wanting assistance specifically for the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, it's going good so far. And obviously, the snowball's just rolling and getting bigger and getting more and more exciting.
Oh yeah, definitely. And as we're going to be entering into Pride Month in June, and so as President Executive Director, what is your role as you start to, or as you're looking at events or things you're going to be doing throughout the month?
Yeah, so the general mission of United Lynn Pride is to empower and build the community here in the city, and that's through various types of events, educational, recreational, and specifically for the month, we're going to have our main week of events, the second annual, well, third almost, because informally, events were always happening in Lynn. The Pride flag raising has been happening for, I think, a little over a decade now. But these past 3 years, between United Lynn Pride, Queer Lynn Scene, and then also other just independent events that have been happening between the city. I think the library would do stuff. City Hall would do a couple of different things. The Public Health Department, I remember I got invited to do a conversation at one time. So we're continuing with the multi-event week. So the main week's going to be June 18th through the 24th, but our first event that's actually going to kick off the month is going to be the Friday the 2nd, where we're going to be partnering with Gala, and there's going to be an art exhibit. And then we're also doing another event outside week at the end of the month, the 28th, Kayak and Sail Lynn. There's going to be a boating event on the water. And then I can go through the whole week, but I don't know if it'll be too long-winded.
No, not at all. You can. So I was actually going to ask you about some of the specific events, so.
Okay, yeah. Alrighty. So those two are the ones that are going to be outside of the week. The gala reception, which will be June 2nd, the theme is going to be the Pride flag and the color symbolism. A lot of people don't actually know that each color in the Pride flag has a specific meaning. So we're hoping to highlight that. And it's actually very funny because it ended up landing on Gilbert Baker's birthday. So Gilbert Baker's the original artist who created that flag. And it wasn't planned that way, but it just ended up working out that that's the day that Gala is going to have their reception. Simultaneously on that day, there will also be a Pride zine that's being curated by Olivia and Nicole Worth, local artists, to highlight some written works and other pieces in a magazine of LGBTQ plus artists around the city. They got one of the smaller Lynn-Spire grants for that project. So that's the first thing in the month. And then getting into the main week, sorry, this will be long-winded. The Sunday, the 18th, the main week's going to be opened up with the Pride service at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church on the Commons. And they did it last year. It's just supposed to be a welcoming and opening service at the church for anybody who wants to practice that reflection or connection with their faith. The priest at St. Stephen's is an openly gay man. So everyone is welcome. You can come as you are. I'd like to encourage people to dress in their Sunday best. I'll be putting on a nice tie. Maybe I'll break out a big hat so people can come out. It also is going to land, it also overlaps with Father's Day. So we're also trying to make it that it's a space for people who might not have a traditional father figure in their household, either that or to also just honor if there's an LGBTQ plus couple of parents, who serve in that same father role. I don't want to get on a tangent on genders and everything. So that's the Sunday opening. Then on Monday, we're going to be doing our panel discussion again at the Lynn Museum, and there will also be a second art gallery there which is an LGBTQ plus showcase. So unlike the gala one that's more curated on a specific theme, this one is just to highlight any work that an LGBTQ artist might have.
Nice.
And for the panel discussion, it's going to focus this year on education and the importance of being able to discuss gender and sexuality in the classroom, which right now is a pretty pertinent topic, not just here, but also across the country. Skipping. The Tuesday, we're gonna have the flag raising at City Hall. As always, this one has been going on for over a decade, so that'll be at 5 p.m. And there will be some speeches, there will be some entertainment. I'll most likely give a speech. I imagine our city councilor Coco, who's sort of spearheaded the flag raising at its inception, will give some speeches. The mayor gave a speech last year. I imagine he'll give a speech again this year. After that, we'll be having our community meal, which will be the second year of it, again at St. Stephen's Church, which is, I hope, will be a great space for people to come, make new connections, meet some other folks who are from the LGBTQ plus community in the city, and bond, make new friendships. And then after that, we're gonna go to downtown, I was gonna say downtown Crossing, but just downtown Lynn for the Rainbow Underpass, where we're gonna do the bridge lighting again. For anyone who's not familiar, downtown Beyond Walls has an installation of rainbow lights, and it's a great spot to just enjoy the festivities. We're planning to honor somebody again this year. Last year was the first time we began honoring folks who are doing great work in the LGBTQ plus community in the city of Lynn historically, but might not have quite gotten their flowers. Last year we honored Tish Sterling, who colloquially is known as the Queen of Lynn. Yeah. So it was a great experience to do that last year for her, and we're hoping to continue that tradition. Then the Wednesday, we'll be doing our paint night at Gala again, which will be led by Sunil, local artist. Another great time to just come out, enjoy the festivities, creative expression. No need to have prior art experience, just come, enjoy yourself, have a little bit of wine. So this will be a 21 plus event because there will be wine. The Thursday will be the Zumbathon at the YMCA, where folks can go, work up a sweat, don bright, colorful athletic gear. The photos from that event last year, it was like a lot of people had a lot of the rainbows over there. So come out, have a good time doing that on the Thursday. There should also be some tables there for resources. We're hoping to invite in different organizations because, as I mentioned towards the beginning, there aren't a ton of ones specifically doing things here in the city. So I'm hoping to reach out to some folks from Boston, some folks from Salem, and seeing if they'd be willing to come out and let the community know what they have to offer specifically for the LGBTQ plus community. Then the Friday, we'll have our Youth Pride event, which I know there's a photo of the Youth Pride event where we had an artist who's a local youth, well, the whole group, I think, are local youth from Lynn, who'll be performing. It's a great chance for the young people to come out and just have a good time. Because, my background is sort of like in youth work, so that's one that I'm really passionate about. I love offering opportunities for the young people to come out and enjoy themselves. And yeah, just give them the spotlight. After that will be our nightlife event. So for the adults, again, another 21 plus event because there will be, libations. And people can come out, have a good time, dance. And yeah, again, socialize, hopefully make a connection, meet some friends. And then the Saturday, closing off that week, I know this has been a lot. The Saturday, we were invited by North Shore Pride in Salem to have a marching group go down there and formally march as the organization. So we're hoping to get together some people, have folks volunteer. Right now, I think it's in the air if we're gonna rent a bus or just do a carpool situation. But either way, people will get there and we'll march. People can don more rainbow gear. I'm hoping to get some little tchotchkes, like candy you can throw out, some bubbles. Balloons too, maybe we'll do balloons too. Yeah, and that's the whole week. Then I don't want to forget, because after that week, we're also on Wednesday collaborating with Kayak and Sail Lynn to do an outdoors event. Registration for that will be on their website, but we'll have a link on our website to link to their website, just because I know that will be limited space. But it's a chance to paddle out on the water, get out in nature. I think there will also be some lanterns or some type of device that's going to be lit up on the water. And yeah, just another great event to highlight the LGBTQ plus community, have people come out, socialize, and hopefully get more involved and interested in the organization, long-standing even outside of June.
Oh yeah, so it sounds like an amazing week of events. Sounds like fun.
It's a lot, yeah.
I'm really into this. And as you said, create relationships that expand. Yes, June is Pride Month, but obviously LGBTQ plus is important all year round. So for folks who maybe get involved in one of these events and want to be more involved in your organization, what are some options for that?
Yeah, so to get involved, they can visit the website, and there's a formal page on there where they can sign up to be notified about all of the opportunities that we'll have upcoming in the future. Imagine if they visit the website, there'll be some specific ones, but there's also a link just for if you want to know anything that's going to be up and coming. And yeah, if they reach out via that formal page, they can also send an email via that website. Even if they sent out a message via social media, hopefully it'll give me 1 or 2 business days to get to the message, but I do typically respond. And I would love for people to be more involved because, like you said, it's important to not just have Pride in the month of June, but I know the terms like Pride 365 all year round. And as we're a young organization, I would love for it to grow to be more of a sustainable item here in the city of Lynn to service folks year round because, like I mentioned towards the beginning, as soon as the organization started to get just a little bit formalized, people were reaching out, looking for assistance, looking for help, trying to find that community. So I would love for it to become more substantial. And also, the donations would obviously be helpful. Right now, we're doing very good in terms of donations and grants specifically for the month of June for the Pride events. But, if we could get a sustainable base of monthly donors, it would help us better serve the community year-round.
And you said you're a young organization, but you've already built a very impressive one, and clearly filling a need that people want, that people in the community really need.
Oh yeah, I really want to be able to provide anything that people are looking for. I won't go into specifics about everything that people have reached out for, but I've had members of the immigrant community, people looking specifically for LGBTQ plus safe housing. And, it's unfortunate that our organization isn't at a position where it's we can directly provide you those things. So I have to refer them out, and just let them know, I'll write a letter of support for anyone looking for housing or something like that. But yes, that's very important to be able to get folks whatever resource they might be looking for and hopefully being able to do it more directly in the future. Something very intentional for the website was I wanted to make sure that it was in English and in Spanish, because I knew that the community here in Lynn is substantial Latin American population. So I wanted to also be able to make sure that those resources were accessible to them as well. If I learn Khmer, hopefully in the future, if I pick up Khmer, I will translate the whole website into Khmer as well.
No, but still, yeah, you make it very accessible, very open, very welcoming organization for all, which is great to hear about. And I feel like this went so fast, but I want to thank you for coming on to discuss it, the events, and all of that.
Thank you for having me.
Great. And once again, this has been the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and we'll see you next week with more guests.